Hey everyone, Mac is back. Today I want to talk about the dragon skills. The event had just ended, but I still wanted to go over exactly, as a free-to-play player, how to obtain these such skills. Because as a free-to-play player, you're able to do it. It does take some time and some patience, and actually foregoing some of the rewards that you can get. But it is really worth it if you can do that, and that's what this game is. A lot of this game is about that type of patience. So let's get to it. So what I wanted to do is just show you how to get these skills first, and then we'll go over the skills once you get there. There'll probably be, if you're just starting to do this, it'll take you a while. There'll be new skills, and this video might be a little old by the time that happens, because you're not going to get these overnight. It's going to take you several months for this to actually happen. So for a free-to-play player, you come up to this screen here, and you have to have a bunch of keys. Now you get those keys, you get 10 free keys automatically every event when it comes up. That's once a month, you get 10 free keys. Now you don't want to use those keys immediately. You want to hold on to them, because, and the reason is, most people, what they do is, especially free to play, is they'll gather the 10 keys, and they'll go to this first box here, and as I scroll down, you can see that the first one's going to give you 3 keys. So now you have 13, and you spin them up, and you spin the 13 keys, and you think that, oh, this is great, this is no big deal, I'm going to keep doing this. Eventually I'm going to hit these shards, and then I'll get the required shards that I need. However, so I was going to show you that my alt, who is a free-to-play, has been playing this game for quite some time. Not since the beginning, but probably a year and a half, 2 years, maybe even longer than that. But it's been playing for quite a long time. And I have only done with that one, because it's just basically my farm account. I've been only doing the getting the 10 keys, the 13 keys I should say, and spinning it, and I have 55 shards from the 13 keys, 55 of these red shards to try to get a dragon skill, or a fragment, or whatever they want to call them. And so that's not the way to do it. Clearly not the way to do it. They want you to do that, so you don't, once they want you to do that, but that's just not the right way. It's not the intelligent way to do it. So what you really want to do is you want to save up to get to the 50. So save up for until you can get 50. So until you get 47, and then you get 3 more for here. But regardless, you're going to have to wait 5 months. So 5 months to get the 50. Once you get that 50, you get those 3 keys for free, and you'll have 53, and then you'll automatically get 30 fragments, or 30 of these fragments. And then beyond that, all the 50 spins that you get on that wheel, you can add that 30 onto whatever you get here as well. So you might get lucky. From all I've seen, I have never personally got anything above a 5. I've never gotten a 20 or an 80. It's always been a 5. I've gotten several 5s before. This last time that I went through it, I got 4 of these 5s, which is quite rare in its own right. But generally, if you spin 50 times, you might get 1 or 2 of those. But you never know. You might get lucky. The game sometimes actually, is beneficial. Something else you can do, which will take a lot longer to do, especially for a free-to-play account, is to wait until you get 300 of the keys. And obviously you won't have to wait for 300, because if you look down here, once you get to 150, you're going to get 30 more keys on top of that. So by the time you get to 150, you'll have an extra 33 keys on top of what you already have. And then once you get to 300, they give you the 100 in the box there. So you have 130 when you do that, which takes much longer and is not as efficient, because you're the only thing is that you're going to spin 300 times. You might get lucky and get more shards that way, and then that might actually be better for you to do that. However, as a free-to-play, I don't recommend doing that, because it'll be years before that happens. It's already going to take a long time for you to get one of these skills based on just going for the 50 keys. But this is the way to do this event, and especially if you're free to play, that's the way you want to do it. And I just want to go over here. I have the main dragon skills here, and I just want to talk about them very briefly, especially for a free to play, because if you're most likely you're going to get maybe 1, and if you play this game long enough, maybe a second one if you don't put any money into the game. So there are there are skills that you don't want, that you don't need, that you're not gonna use. You're probably not gonna be a rally leader. So if you're not gonna be a rally leader, then you don't need the Legion building skills here, because that gives you 400%. So I would just get rid of that completely. Don't need that. My recommendation is this the ones that have the total attack or the troop attack. So 12% here, there's 12% there, 12% here, and 12% here and here. So there's 4 of those that I would recommend. So these are actually 4 of them, 5 of them. See, I can't even count. And as you can see here, it's the Dragon Strong, the Dragon Follow-Up, the Army Reroute, the Army Attack, and the Legion Damage skills. So there's the ones that you kind of want to look at. Now, which one would you choose from those 5? The most popular one is the Army Reroute, because you're rerouting you're weakening the enemy by up to 10%. Now, when you look at these skills, don't look at that 10% and think you're going to get that. It's going to be very difficult to get that to 11, because there's 9 levels. If you look on your dragon, and this is level 9, and it takes so long to get it up there. Trust me on that one. You'll probably get it to like a 5, 6, or 7%. That's about where you'll get it. That very last one will take you a long time to get up there as well. So there's a big difference there. And the one difference about all of these is that the Army Reinforcement skill is actually 400 shards to get you there, or fragments. So 400 fragments to get you there. The rest of these are 300. They did have the discount that was going on in the Midsummer event, and you could actually get these for 250 instead of the 300. So that's where, and that's also another thing. Make sure that you wait for that event to come around. It only comes around every 6 months, and which is fine. That's fine. I mean, if you're trying to get one of these skills from a free-to-play account, then you need that patience, and you want that discount as best you can. Now, which skill do you want to get? I think the reroute is probably the best one for free-to-play, because it does weaken your opponent by rerouting a certain percentage of their troops. Now, if you're in a big alliance at that point, and a lot of people have reroute because it can only stack to 15%, that might not be the best skill. So if you have others that are in rallies and they're filling it up, and they have, a couple of them have, say 3 of them have 5%, you don't need that skill. If they're always going to be in there and always be in those rallies, then you getting this is only helping your attack, and that's really not the best way to go about that. Now, looking at the Legion Damage skill, again, it has a troop attack, but the enemy casualty rate goes up, so you're killing more of their troops. So that's weakening them. So that's another one that's pretty good. The Army Attack will reduce the enemy army attack by 4.8, so probably reduces it by about 3%, I would say. But at a 6 or 7 level of your dragon, and that'll go up to 15%. So another thing, you just kind of got to look and see, which one of these skills do your alliance have. If they don't have them, then yeah, they absolutely do. Then the Army Attack is a very good one as well. These two up here, the Dragon Strong and the Dragon Follow-Up, I think are probably the 2 best. The Army Attack is pretty good as well, because you get that reversal. You're subtracting it from them and adding it to your own, and it works out really well in that respect. But these ones up here, actually, they help your dragon. If you have during the dragon. During battle, every time your commander uses their active army skill, there will be a 20% chance to trigger a follow-up attack from the dragon with a damage coefficient of 180%. That's really good. Stacks up to 500%. So you can have several dragons maxed out and still not get that 500%, which you probably won't have them maxed. They'll probably be less than that, so you can have more dragons. So this one will be tough, a little bit more difficult to max out. So these 2 up here, 6 to 1, half dozen the other. A lot of times, pick one. If a dragon with skills participates in battle, which always happens, so you're going to get an increase of damage dealt by your commander's army skill of 20%, which is pretty massive. Getting 20% extra damage, and then you could have, you're probably looking at more like 15%. So 15% times, a few dragons in there to max that one out, so it's a little bit easier. But so they're about the same depending on. So you just basically get the one that maybe only a couple of you have, and you can help each other out by maxing it out in your rallies. Like I said, it's going to be difficult to get these, but they are totally worth it, and just take your time, be patient with it, try to get lucky on the wheel, when you're spinning these around here to get these the lucky points that you need, the keys that you need to get those. So just make sure you do that. If you have any questions, hey, feel free to send me a message in the comments. I'll give you some advice on what based on what you're kind of going for. If you're a solo artist, then I don't expect free-to-play accounts to have the to want the rally size expansion. The other ones here, you have the reason you're probably not going to get them is because they give you, total health here and total defense there and total defense and total defense. That means that their skills have to be really, really good. I mean, the reinforcement one is actually really good too. If it's probably the primary one that you want to get, but it costs so much more. Even at discount, it was still 330. So these are 250. If you made it to the 250 and you really think you want to wait to get to 330, then more power to you. I think that's going to take a couple years before you have for a free to play. But I hope this helps, and until next time, Mac out.